Hi, I'm Jerica. Welcome to this video. So for this video, I'll be talking about Medicard, and we have a lot of Medicard programs. But for this video, I'll be talking about our full suite HMO plan. So we do have prepaid plans or emergency outpatient plans or like plans for a freestanding clinic. But for this program, this describes our full HMO plan for individual and families. And yeah, we have two types. There's a regular or a standard program, and there's also a VIP program. So how would you consider like which time or which program to get? I always tell my clients that if in case of hospitalization, where would you like to stay, or where would you stay? Would you stay in a ward, semi-private, or private room? So those are the things that you consider. So I'll be sending you the proposal, but I in this video I'll briefly run through it. So for the standard programs, yeah, you can get 50,000 maximum benefit limit per year, per decease per year. So it's beneficial. It seems low, 50,000 per year, but since it's per disease per disease per year, it's actually a good enough coverage. And of course, it really depends on where you would like to stay in case of hospitalization. So, just to explain, in case you get a semi-private plan, you get 60,000 pesos coverage per disability or per disease per year. And then these are the rates. So if you are one enrollee only, it's 12,000 pesos for a semi-private plan. If you have one dependent, that's 22,000 pesos, and the list goes on. And we also have different rates for programs that includes the top hospitals here in the Philippines. So Asian Hospital, Makati Medical Center, St. Luke's in QC, and BGC, Medical City. If you are not going to be hospitalized, or if you don't need coverage, if you're not from Metro Manila and you don't need coverage for these hospitals, then you can refer to the rates on top. If you will be covered, or if you want to be covered for these hospitals, then you can refer in the for the rates down here there. So this is for the standard program rates. So I actually do not have any clients who are in the standard program, just because 120,000 might not be enough, especially in case of hospitalization. Like for example, I got COVID earlier last year, and I went to St. Luke's BGC, and my bill was already about 100,000 pesos just for being there for 2 days. So yeah, but other things to consider, it is per disability per year. But if I did have another COVID case during that year, then I would have exhausted my coverage already. So my clients, or most of my clients, almost all of my clients, take this other plan, which is the VIP program, because it is also affordable as well. So for the VIP program, it's 200,000 pesos coverage for a 200,000 pesos coverage per disability per year, and you will get a regular private room. So you can have a higher coverage of 250,000 with the same room, and if you want a larger private room or even a suite, you get 300,000 pesos coverage or 500,000 coverage. So in case of accidents, you get additional coverage, as you can see in the brochure. So the misleading part here is the pre-existing conditions coverage. So I'll be defining what pre-existing conditions are later, but basically if it's in your first year, if you are in your first year coverage, and then you get diagnosed with certain pre-existing conditions, then coverage will only be as follows: 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, and 20,000 if you have the suite plan. So what I like about Medicard, and I have represented other insurance companies like Maxicare and Pacific Cross. What I like about Medicard is their freestanding clinics. It's super VIP treatment every time you go. And if you go to our freestanding clinics, your benefit limit will not decrease. So you get free consultations and your benefit limit will not decrease. So that's also one of the tips that I would suggest if you guys are in Manila, to just go to the freestanding clinics, so that you don't have to go to the hospital, and you don't need to you don't need to go to the hospital, and you don't need to exhaust your medical benefit limit for that particular visit. So in case of pre-existing conditions, apart from the inpatient outpatient benefit here on top, the 5,000, 10,000, and 15 to 20,000, you also get a discount of 30% for lab exams, and up to 50% in depending on your plan. But do take note, inpatient and outpatient coverage are included in this in this section. So yeah, please don't be confused. The description here are for pre-existing conditions only. And for emergency care, or if you will be rushed to the emergency room, it is 100% of the maximum benefit limit per year. So yeah, included in the 200,000, 250,000, 300, or 500. So I do represent another insurance company, which is Pacific Cross, and the difference with that is their emergency outpatient benefit is not included with their maximum benefit limit. So yeah, what I like about Medicard is your emergency coverage is already part of the maximum benefit limit of about 200, 250 to up to 500,000. So yeah, there are other benefits. So medicines are also covered for VIP programs, and also and this is also per disability per year. So that's up to 8,000 pesos per year for medicines prescribed by the doctor. And for outpatient consultations, this is unlimited consultation if you do have the highest VIP program. And there are conditions in case of outpatient laboratory and diagnostic. These up to 5,000, 10,000, or 12,000, it's part of the pre-existing condition coverage. But as I said, outpatient and inpatient coverage is part of the maximum benefit limit per year. For this these are the descriptions for the emergency outpatient. Sorry, not for emergency outpatient, but rather for pre-existing conditions. So DDL, or dreaded disease limit, is that's equivalent to the maximum benefit limit per year. So yeah, there are other conditions in case of inpatient approved hospital bills, 80% up to 30,000. That's also for the pre-existing conditions. All right, so not to mistake, this 80% up to 5,000, 10,000, 12,000, or 20,000, these are for pre-existing conditions. And even for the inpatient or the approved hospital bills, these are for the pre-existing conditions coverage. So yes, please take in mind, or in case you don't have any pre-existing conditions, just focus on the dreaded disease limit, that is per disease per year there. So other benefits would include facial sessions, yoga sessions, access to our lifestyle centers, and Yeah, you can learn more about these in our Medicard website. But just to keep this video short and simple, yeah, this is your coverage, or what I really wanted to explain is the dreaded disease limit would be the maximum benefit limit of your disease of per disease per year. And the things here in the outpatient and lab and inpatient lab area is not to be confused with the pre-existing conditions limit. Then 70% for the professional fees, we only cover 100% if you have the suite up to suite plan. So in case of other programs, it's 80% for a large private, 75% for regular private. Yeah. And you also get annual executive checkups at any Medicare clinics. I will be sending a list of our clinics, but it's around Metro Manila only. There. And finally, for the rates, again, similar to what I mentioned earlier, it's principal member only. And if you do want to have dependents, regardless of any age, these are the rates. Please bear in mind also that we are covered with we are covered in other countries. So because of Assist America, you can have these coverage. You can have this coverage abroad, subject to reimbursement. So that is coverage for Medicard. Thank you.